Hello and welcome to my short tutorial on how to use Google Meets. So I've just gone onto Google. If you've not logged in, first of all you need to log in. So if I go to the top right hand corner and I click on that icon just there, I can see my information. David Easton, work at Burnley College, fabulous Burnley College. So if you've not logged in, just log in there with your college email. Once you've done that, you can then click on this, which is known as the Google Waffle, which was new information to me the other day. And when you go onto that, one of the options that you've got is Google Meets. So when I click on Google Meets, it takes me through to the website. Okay, and I can start a call. Google Meets is absolutely fantastic for sort of video lessons, communication with students. It has advantages over some of the others like Google Hangouts, which I'll sort of demonstrate in a minute. So I'm going to start a new conversation. I'll just call it lesson test, so you can see, and then I press continue. Now, the first time you use it, you will be asked, do you want to give permission for the camera, for the camera, for the microphone, and accessing that kind of stuff. You just click yes through all of those that you go through. And then I've made this, I've set it up, I can start the join now, and my call will actually start. Right now, I'll be Billy No Mates on my own, but what I can do is I can create a link that other people can access. So if you've got Google Classroom, you can put that link on. So right now, I can copy this link here, or I'm just going to go to copy link info, and then I'm going to jump back to a Google Classroom I have set up. And then in the stream, I'm just going to drop that link in, and I've stupidly copied all of it. So if I post that, and that will become active, which means that my amazing colleagues can jump into this lesson and join me. So currently I'm on my own. Oh no. And then Kelly's joined us. Hello, Kelly. And Helen. Let's all get our sound turned off. So just waiting for Jason if he knows where the buttons are. Yes, there he is. Well done. So in the top right hand side over here, I can click back to my camera so I can talk to people. I can click on the little icon of people, and I can see who's in my group. I can see who's turned the microphone off and who hasn't. If I wanted to, I can go in and actually switch people's microphone off, so I can mute that for everybody. So if Jason's constantly talking, I can switch him off. I can undo that, and he can undo it as well by clicking back on it. If I click on it, he needs to undo it as well. So if I just get his microphone working, he needs to switch it back on as well. I can click through different cameras so I can see to different people. Kelly checking her hair. Back to me as well. And there's also a chat function. So you can have a message thing going in there. So if some of my amazing staff students decide to put some comments in, that would be amazing. Over there. No rush, guys. Take your time. Hey, there we go. Let's zoom in on that one. So if you muted a student, for example, and they want to say something, that will quite a good point. This is quite a good example of when you want to sort of start a lesson, you can explain what's going on, and they can sort of make comments or ask questions that you can immediately see and dive into answer. And then what's really cool about Google Meets, which separates it from other stuff, is I can present other stuff that's going on. So if I just go back to my screen, if I click on my screen here, I get these options down at the bottom, and one of them is present. I can also turn my camera off, which other people can do as well. So say if you've got students that are obviously working from home or something like that, and they don't want their camera to pop up, they can just turn their camera off, which would do this, and then come back on. It will be like that. So if on the present now, I click on that, I can go entire screen or window. And I get this option. I just click that, which gives it access, and press share. Now my screen will go through to everybody else's, which then allows me to jump to my other windows. So say, for example, I'm doing a scene analysis, and I've got a great scene from Interstellar here. I can play it, and I can talk the students through what it is I want them to analyse, what's going on. I could pause it and talk about certain sections. I could jump across to some Google slide documents and ask them to go through, guess the film or whatever, to get one of the games or playing lesson. But it could be the course of work that you want to actually go through, and you could talk them through what it is you want them to do, and they can see as you're doing that. To stop doing that, you just go to you are presenting, stop presenting, which then cuts you back to you talking to the group. Other couple of things you can do which are really handy is down at the bottom right hand corner. You've got 3 options. This is really handy. Students can't see you doing this, but you can record the entire lesson. So, which is a record for maybe some of the students can't access what you're doing, but they can still see the lesson that you teach, say if you're reteaching it, and you could put it back on Google Classroom afterwards. The recording that you do, you obviously press record, press stop, it goes straight into your Google Drive, so it's really easy to access and put on Google Classroom afterwards. So if I just press record, accept, it now starts recording, and then I've got the icon on my side up there. I can click on here and stop recording. Stop recording. And then it goes through. Another really good perk of Google Meet is I've set up a lesson, students come in, say it's 10 o'clock, lesson starts, I can explain what I want, the students can ask me questions and talk through, I can talk to the students as well. And then I say, right, I've explained the work, go off and do it. They can leave this lesson. So if all my amazing students decide to disappear and leave my lesson, goodbye, they can drop out of it. And that link that's on Google Classroom just brings them straight back in at any point. So I can leave my camera on for my lesson, they can be working on it, and at any point they can just drop back into my lesson and talk back to me. So if my lesson is an hour long, I explain what I'm doing, I say get on with it, they can go away and come back in. I can also ask everyone to leave, I can leave it, and then next week when that lesson's back on, I can click the link as well. Students click the link at the same time, and we can all go back to the same lesson, which is really, really handy. Another really cool function that it has is that as well as you being able to present as a teacher and talk through work that's either on different tabs or Google Slides, students can show work back to you. So maybe they've got a question, you can have a look through their work and give live feedback as they're working through. So if I were to zoom in on my students over here, I can click on their cameras. So if I click on Kelly's camera, I can say hello to Kelly. There she is. And then she can present some of her work to me, which pops up as a separate camera on the right hand side. So Kelly's now presenting, so I can click on this and then I can see work that Kelly is doing, and I can talk her through and she can ask questions as to what we're doing as well, which is really handy. One last little feature, and there's a reason why there was a pause before I put this video in, because we practiced this a couple of times, it hasn't quite worked. If sound is an issue and you want to still be able to hear what people are talking about, there is a captions option. So when I click on the screen down at the bottom, I've got turn captions on, which will then translate everything I'm saying, sort of. So I could ask Jason a question. Hi. Jason, are you having a good day?
Yeah. Yes, I'm having a wonderful day. It's been the most fun I've had a long time.
As you can see, it's not perfect. It's not that bad though.
No, it's absolutely wonderful.
It does give some comedy answers to stuff that you didn't say, that it just adds in. But if sound is an issue, I guess you could use that wonderful feature. I'm going to switch it off now. When you finish with the call, if you click on your screen, down at the bottom, you've got your options for mute, turn the camera on or off, or end the call. So if I were to end the call, I get to this, and then obviously I can rejoin if I want, or just leave it. And again, the link that you have is always active, which is great. And I hope that's helpful. Enjoy.